Hi guys, Ed here with GameHog's Top 5. So today it's too hot again, so I'm not going outside to play Pokemon Go. Instead, we're going to count down the top 5 best Pokemon games that aren't Pokemon Go.
At number 5, it's Red and Blue. Now I know what you're going to say about this being at number 5. I can already hear the angry, nostalgic nerds typing away, but bear with me. This game was the start of something beautiful for the world, and the beginning of one of the greatest video game journeys that one can go down. Red and Blue introduced us to the world of Pokemon and set the tone for the rest of the series. Featuring unique creatures, diverse characters and a wonderful score, the games are an instant hit, even holding a world record for the best-selling RPG of all time. The game's original 150 Pokemon were also an instant pop culture smash hit, with a popular anime series helping to market the games even further. This game perennially sits atop lists of the best games of all time, and will almost certainly hold a hallowed place in gaming history. Number 4, Ruby and Sapphire. With Pokemon expanding through different generations, initially jumping from Red and Blue to Gold and Silver, it was the third iteration of the games that brought a more groundbreaking change for Pokemon fans, being the first game to be released on the more capable Game Boy Advance. With new features like double battles, Pokemon abilities, and 135 brand spanking new Pokemon, it was a freshly received follow-up game that became the best-selling game for the Game Boy Advance. Some critics complained that the gameplay had not changed enough compared to previous generations, but with such a graphical and sonic update, with new game mechanics, the game was definitely a confident step taken in the right direction. The games were remade for the Nintendo 3DS in November 2014, which became the biggest launch in the Pokemon franchise ever in the UK, so these games are still pretty popular. Number 3. Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap is one of the few Pokemon spin-offs to really shake up their own formula. You play as Todd Snap, a Pokemon photographer, which is definitely a thing, who is summoned by Professor Oak, the Pokemon Professor, to acquire Pokemon photos of Pokemon on Pokemon Island. And no, I'm not joking. As weird as this game sounds, the gameplay was genuinely brilliant, featuring several Pokemon levels, each holding their own unique Pokemon, and having to take the best snapshots that you could of the present Pokemon, which you were then graded on. The gameplay had a lot of longevity, as you would have to revisit areas to find hidden Pokemon and other surprises, which kept you playing for hours. Frankly, we think it's insulting that this game hasn't had a remake for the Wii U. I mean, moving the Wii U pad round like a camera is a no-brainer. Come on, Nintendo, sort it out. Number 2, Pokemon Colosseum. Pokemon Colosseum was Pokemon's first application of the usual Pokemon formula to the world of 3D. You play as Wes, or whatever rude name you chose to call him, along with his trusty Umbreon and Espeon. You venture around the region of Ore, searching for corrupt Pokemon who've had their hearts darkened by Cypher, an antagonistic organization who definitely aren't Team Rocket. This game was what most people have wanted from Pokemon games for a long time, combining the story and gameplay of the traditional Pokemon games with graphics and battle sequences closer to that of Pokemon Stadium. The game was rated very highly and won the hearts of many fans, but it was criticized for its lack of Pokemon and lack of a true overworld like in the old games. The sequel, Gale of Darkness, managed to fix a lot of these issues and showed that Pokemon can be taken to 3D and can make a damn good game. Before we reveal our number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Finally, at number 1, it's Pokemon Gold and Silver. This may be a controversial decision, but Pokemon Gold and Silver is actually the first true sequel to a Pokemon game, and therefore deserves its place at the top of our list. Not only are you introduced to the exciting new region of Johto and all of the 100 new Pokemon that come with it, but you can actually revisit the old region of Kanto from the previous game and see that time has actually passed between the games. Team Rocket have re-emerged after disbanding, some of the gym leaders have changed, and Cinnabar Island has been totally destroyed by a cataclysmic eruption. This evolution of the surrounding Pokemon world was excellent, and felt like we had been dropped right back in the same world that we left at the end of Red and Blue. As if that doesn't seem like enough, you even fight Red, your character from Pokemon Red and Blue, in a truly momentous battle that brings a brilliant game to a beautiful crescendo. The game was enormously popular and almost sold as many copies as the original Red and Blue did, and in 2009 the games were remade for the Nintendo DS as Heart Gold and Soul Silver. We know some of you may be upset with this choice of our number 1, but remember that everybody is entitled to their opinion, and if you don't agree with this, then you're wrong.
Thanks very much for watching this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, check out last week's Pokemon Go based top 10. Top 10 tips. Don't take them seriously, they're pretty crap if I'm honest. Quick, throw me a Pokemon! That one, yeah! That's 2, yeah, I've got 2. Now there's a third one. All right, 3 whole Pokemon. Quick, click on them, and there's a bottle of water as well, and that's the mic hit. I'll try juggling these. Click on the link above. Do it now, subscribe to GameHog, and like the video. This is a shambles. Click the video!